Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the latest episode of Supernatural Lotus. And I don't know how to feel about this episode. I mean, there were parts of it that I liked, but overall I felt that it was unevenly executed. Like the first parts of the episode, about the first 30 minutes, kind of drug a little bit, getting up to the point where all the action and everything started going on and stuff started moving, and then the ending was just like, I didn't see it coming, and it was a very strange turn of events for the plot to go this way. And I'm not sure exactly how they're going to keep this going on and where it's going to be heading. So, we see that Lucifer's doing his old stuff, that we start off in this archdiocese, and this dude's talking to the archbishop saying that his friend had died, and kind of saying it's kind of weird that you aren't exhibiting any more kind of emotions. Like, that's alright, and then just keeps walking down, and we see that the crosses are inverting themselves, and we see his eyes flash to the Lucifer way. It's like, okay, this isn't going to end well. So, of course, Sam and Dean are looking for Lucifer's next kind of target or whatnot, and see that this CEO guy had died. So they go out to check him out, and of course, Cass and Crowley are there, and they're like, okay, let's kind of see any connections, any other powerful people he was connected to. So they see the Archbishop, see that he has changed from wearing this heavy cross to not wearing it. So it's like, alright, we gotta check this out. They get there and find that the place has been pretty much ripped apart by Lucifer. I mean, not the building, but all the people pretty much been killed inside. And the one guy that was talking to the Archbishop in the beginning explains to them that they thought that he was possessed and it was handled internally to try and do an exorcism. Didn't work. The Archbishop's dead, and they're like, we've got to find out where Lucifer's at now. And we see that he has gone to the President of the United States. He had used this president's religion, pretty much, how religious he was, as his way in. Promising him everything, and of course, we're like, okay, I think I'm good with this. And then, of course, in Lucifer, he kills his Secret Service agent. And that leads to his staff members and this doctor to come in, and you're like, okay, he died of natural causes, and she walks out. And, of course, they ask the president to lead a prayer and everything, and he's, like, holding the Bible, and it's burning him, so he does a kind of quick prayer and everything, and then kind of afterwards, after the couple of days after that, he gets back together with the one female aide, Kelly, because there was evidently an affair going on between them, even though this president's a widow, they've been keeping it secret from the public. And she wants more. She wants, like, marriage, kids, and Lucifer seems okay with those ideas. Now, granted, I don't think he wants to marry her, but kids and stuff like that and having power over this woman definitely fits in Lucifer's wheelhouse. So, the way that the boys get into figuring out that Lucifer's possessed the president is that the doctor, of course, is in cahoots with Crowley, gives him the info. And they're like, okay, we got a problem. He's in Indianapolis, but he's pretty much in a fortress. How are we going to do this? So while they're trying to figure that out, Lucifer does his thing to create a child with Kelly, and she's like, oh, this feels different. This feels cool. And, of course, Lucifer's like, this is the first time I've created anything. It's kind of cool. So we see this really good scene done with Cass as he's, like, carrying this coffee, and then we get this cool, his perspective, shaking and everything, and he's like, the angel radio. Crap, a Nephilim has been brought into existence. And it's like, oh crap. We don't know exactly what the lore is with Nephilim in Supernatural, since that's the offspring of an angel and a human. This brings into some interesting possibilities, and we're going to have to see what happens, where they're going to be taking this. So their objective now is to really take down Lucifer and to do something with the Nephilim. And of course, there's references to Rosemary's Baby and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, we got to get over there. So they're heading on their way over there to try and figure out what to do. And of course, Lucifer's tipped off the Secret Service. They're like, handle this internally. Need you to take out the Winchesters. So they're on the road, and right as they're trying to get there, they get taken over by the Secret Service agents. And right as they're pretty much about to be taken a hold of, we see this mystery car come out of nowhere, and it is Mr. Catch. He uses a grenade launcher to blow up the SUV and then asks Cass to wipe their memories. So, at this point, we've seen that Sam had called Mick from the British Men of Letters and then hung up, pretty much trying to get backup because they still have no idea how to really take down Lucifer. So that's why Mr. Ketch came in, kind of acting like a 007 Hunter edition. And, I mean, he had that arrogance and everything, but it's kind of cool to see at least a little bit of his personality. He's not really being a dick. He understands that he is a hunter. He's trying to build this alliance with them, and it's cool to see that kind of stuff working in. I wish more time would be devoted to that, but hopefully that'll be happening going forward, showing them all the kind of stuff that they've got. And of course, he's got Bond-like gadgets, ways to kill vampires that are completely cool. It sounds like, whoa, he had this pretty much a demon bomb, pretty much an exorcism in a capsule that they, of course, like Chekhov's gun, are going to try and use against Lucifer. So they pretty much orchestrate a trap for him. Since they can't get to the president, they got to bring him to them. So Crowley is able to go in and take Kelly, and of course they explain it to her, and it's like, no, this can't be right. So they take a Bible, make her touch it, and of course she burns. She's like, what the hell? And they're like, well, he's possessed by Lucifer. We just need your help to get him here and do our trap. So of course they got Rowena, everything going on in the one room, so that way she can send his essence back into the cage, because it's a complex process they gotta do. They have to send Lucifer's essence to the cage, not the body. That's just one thing. He can always eject and get out. So they have Sam use it, and we don't know exactly. It does render Lucifer kind of paralyzed, but of course it's never really explicitly explained what rules Lucifer goes by. Because he's a fallen archangel, and he can't possess people like demons do. Demons can take you over no matter what. He requires permission like a vessel, and most things that kill demons do not kill him. So I was wondering how this was going to work out, and it was kind of the best way. It didn't automatically eject him, but it was used to overpower him to the point that him and Rowena were able to get his essence to go out, but it went down in the vent. Here's where I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he was doing the Nephilim as to actually have a child, which would probably introduce some interesting complications, whereas Lucifer could learn things about how God has been treating everything, because once you become a father, it changes your perspective. Or if he's using this Nephilim as his own body, which could drastically change the game. We don't know if he would have his full archangel powers, but he would still be vastly, it would be like the perfect melding. He would have his own ready-made vessel if that's what's going on. So that's interesting. So the Secret Service arrives and they arrest Sam and Dean for trying to assassinate the president. This is where it gets weird, because they're getting carted off to high security prison, and it's like, I didn't see that turn coming. And while Cass was pretty much taking Kelly to have the Nephilim aborted, she leaves and wants to keep the baby. Which, of course, you want a plot point like that to kind of stick around to kind of do something with, because it would kind of suck to just have it and then not do anything with it. So I'm glad that happened, because we can either see that it'll be a new kid or it'll be Lucifer. That's where we don't know what's going. And with Sam and Dean being taken off to the prison and everything, I'm like, it was just a strange turn that got amped up out of nowhere, and we haven't really gotten a clear definition of where this season's whole conflict's been going. It seems to keep focusing on Lucifer, which isn't bad, but how is this gonna bring back to Lucifer, and what's it gonna do for Sam and Dean? How is this gonna advance their character growth and development, and where's this gonna put them? So hopefully the writers and everything can do a good job with this and kind of show why it's needed, because it was just, for me, really out of nowhere, and kind of was a place that I haven't had Supernatural go before. It's like, okay, how is this gonna affect the whole story with like Mary, Cass, Lucifer, and all that? It's just like, okay, we've been going in this line, these things have been connected, and then we get this offshoot, and it's just like, how are we gonna bring this back around? I believe in them, but how long is it going to take meandering around before we kind of get back to the point? That's my only fear. Hope I'm wrong. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.